course we're going to learn how to develop a basic finger picking pattern according to a system that I'm using. And in this system each chord can have a maximum of 4 notes, and these notes are then assigned to 4 different functions in the picking hand. So and these functions are the pick bass note, which will be the darkest note in the chord you're playing, and then the next note in the chord will be taken care of by the pick alternate function. So the pick is going to move between 2 notes. So then the third note will be taken care of by finger 1, which in our case will be the middle finger, and then the fourth note in the chord will be taken care of by finger 2, which will be the ring finger. And the system can also be used without a pick, and then you simply let the thumb do anything that the pick is doing, and you are free to decide which of the fingers is finger 1 and finger 2. So and we are going to practice this over an 8-bar chord progression, which is put together by 2 parts, and each part is 2 bars long, and each part is repeated. So you're gonna play part 1, part 1, part 2, part 2. And so to start with, I think it's a good idea to simply just familiarize yourself with the chord progression and do it with a ordinary strumming motion. And my suggestion would be that you use simply dark, bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, a rhythm that you have made the general course will know quite well. And so it's just ordinary basic chords. You got an A minor, there's then a G, and in this case we are going to not use the G that I'm generally using, where you have fingers on both the 3rd fret of the 1st and 2nd string. You're going to use the one where you have an open 2nd string, and just press down the 3rd fret of the 1st string. It's a simple G. So just lift the ring finger, and you might even want to replace the pinky with the ring finger. So you're going to have an A minor, you're going to have a G, and then it's back to A minor, G, and then the second part starts with a C, and then it's G, and then comes a D minor, and to an A minor. So you got 4 chords. You got A minor, G, C, and D minor. And so I think just try now first to strum through these chords with dark, bright, dark, bright, dark, bright. So just choose a suitable speed in the practicing videos below. first step will be to start working with the pick. We're going to use the pick bass note and the pick alternate note. And don't confuse pick alternate with alternate picking. Alternate picking is something completely different. And so the pick bass note is notated with a uppercase P, and the pick alt note is notated with a lowercase p. If we take this on an A minor, on the A minor we are going to use string 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So you will get the pick bass note will be the 5th string. And then the pick alt will be the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string. So, and the pattern we are going to do is we're going to play them uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. So it's going to be bass, alt, bass, alt, bass, alt, bass, alt. In the notation you will also see that there are minus signs between the P's, and these are just slots that are not yet occupied. So for the A minor, we are going to play. We then move to the G, and the G chord we are going to use here, the 4 notes of G chord, is going to be only the root note, the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then we're going to use the open 4, 3, 2 strings. So you have to jump 1 string from the 6th to the 4th. So when you take the G chord, it's only necessary to use one finger, because you're not going to fret any other notes in the G chord. So for the G chord it's going to be so. And then on the C chord we're going to use a standard C, and we're going to use from string 5, 4, 3 and 2. So the bass note will be the 3rd fret of the 5th, and then you alternate to the 2nd fret of the 4th. The 2nd note in the C. So, and then on the D minor we will have to move everything 1 string physically down. So the pick bass note will be the open 4th string, and then you will have the pick alt on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, like this. So what you're going to do now is you are going to play through these chords, and instead of strumming you are simply going to play bass alt, bass alt, bass alt, bass alt, and so on throughout the entire chord progression. And if you have problem with your wrist moving out from the so you have problem doing the motion, a good idea is for someone it just gets more difficult, but you can sort of keep use these finger to anchor the wrist. Just hold them against string 3 and 2. And this is a good exercise because eventually you are going to use those strings as well, so it's a good thing to practice having them close to the strings. So, but just remember, if you do this, as you come to the D minor, you need to move everything, so you need to move the fingers string down. So on the D minor, finger 1 and finger 2 will be on the 2nd and 1st string. So you just try to play through this chord progression here with just bass, alt, bass, alt, bass, alt. So, good luck. And in this next step, we are going to add finger 1. And finger 1 is generally notated with an uppercase F, but in this case we are going to play it simultaneously as the pick alt note. And when finger 1 is played simultaneously as some of the other functions, I use this symbol, which means and finger 1. So if I put this symbol after a lowercase p, I get the sentence pick alt and finger 1. So we're gonna expand this motion by also playing the finger 1 simultaneously as the pick alt note. And if you're new to the technique, what I tend to how I tend to describe this motion is you grab the you put the pick on the top of string 4 and the finger 2 underneath string 3, and you sort of press them together just slightly, so you feel you get the grip, and you then pull the wrist straight out like that. So it's gonna sound like this, something like this. And as this might be a new motion, you're first going to get a practicing video that's only on A minor, where you can practice doing this one, and then you get the entire progression. So you just add finger 1 to the pick alt note, and remember, as you move to D minor, you need to move also finger 1 to move it from the 3rd string to the 2nd string. On all the other chords, finger 1 will be the 3rd string. So in D minor, it's on the 2nd string. So try it out here.